Hello, everybody. Hi, entrepreneur. Welcome to your Entrepreneur Resources show. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Venice, your host, and here at your Entrepreneur Resources, we discover the no-fluff action steps to help you avoid all the overwhelm and BS out there, connecting you with the right mentors, resources, and tools, helping you every step of the way on your entrepreneurial journey. We go live here twice a week, interviewing different experts and entrepreneurs on all areas of business. So make sure to join our Facebook group and look out for the events in Entrepreneur Resources show, your Entrepreneur Resources page. You can find all the links in the description box. So today I have a very special guest with me. It is Eva. Hello. I'm just going to put you here.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. I'm fine. Thank you very much for having me here for this interview.
For sure.
So
Thank
grateful.
you. Thank you. This interview with Eva, we're going to talk about the mindset for success and designing life in a way where you win every single day. So without further ado, Eva, let's have a chat. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about your journey and your business and how you came to where you are today?
Thank you, Venice, for this introduction. Yes, actually yesterday, I was thinking about my entrepreneurial journey because it wasn't always entrepreneurial. Some people figured these things earlier in life. This didn't happen for me, because I graduated, I found a job, and I never even thought of having my own business. Basically, this never occurred to me until I was about like 25 years old, basically. And I was at one seminar in London. It was actually propertyinvestment.com that I was invited to. And during this seminar, we did one like really powerful exercise where we were asked lots of questions. Like one of the questions were, how do we see our life, in the long term? How do we want to be remembered for? What legacy do we want to leave in this world? So these kind of questions, triggered me to think more deeply what I really want out of my life. And, they stayed with me. And those were like really powerful questions. And later on, one of the topics would be actually this like really powerful questions, like success-oriented questions, like any kind of like good questions, basically. So once when I started, to think about these things, I realized that I wanted something else with my life. I just don't want to have a job and that's it. So I was started to think more. I was starting to think what do I want to do, and I just came up with this idea that I want to write my own book, that I want to have my own website, and I want to help people in some way. And I realized that as time went by, I did lots of work on myself. I did lots of like learning from experts. I started to ask questions like why some people are more successful than others, how they think, what do they do, what are their habits. So basically all those things I started to think about. Therefore I did like lots of different actions. Like I did lots of networking events, like seminars, webinars. I read many books, listened audios. So all this time I was kind of like programming my mind. So that's exactly what I wanted to do as well for my business. I wanted to help other people as well to set themselves up for success. And together with that, basically me and my husband started as well business in the UK. So at that point, I was like growing different businesses in the same time, and it went really well. Then we got married. At that point, we were still like boyfriend and girlfriend. Then we got married, and then I was pregnant with my first one, my daughter. And in 2016, I gave birth to beautiful baby girl, and 2 years later to baby boy. And things got a little bit complicated. I mean, being mom is amazing, but being mom while running several businesses definitely has some challenges. And it was one of like the most challenging life in business wise. I mean, like, well, rising raising kids, at the same time, like raising businesses as well. Right. So one of the things that I did during this journey, I kept asking myself again, better and better questions. Now when my time is limited, I ask more specific questions, like how to prioritize my day. And this is something actually that I wanted to share as well. For example, for this year, is it okay that I share, or do you want to ask me something specific about my journey?
Please go share. Do you want to also mention the name of your website just so people can find out more about it as well?
Yes, it's called Mind of Winner, so mindofwinner.com, because that's exactly the idea of the website, to help you develop mindset of a winner and in the whole business behind it. And I tested this mindset not only actually in different businesses and in life as well, in general, because we live every day. We die once, but we live every day. So every day I try to implement in my life more of this mindset, to ask better questions. And this year, this is actually what I wanted to share. I did something different than other years. So basically, I just bought a plain, this is a notebook, like empty notebook. And I decided to design my life in a way that I want my days, actually, I want to create my days exactly as I want them to look like. So, and it all starts again with questions. So from this conversation, what I want is basically to put your attention to powerful questions, because they make life difference. So for me, when I start my day in the morning, one of the first questions is I ask, what am I grateful for? Because this is a great way to start your day. Be happy with what you have while working for what you want. So from I want to start from this point, from point of gratitude. Then I ask more specific questions, like what is the most important thing I need to get done today? Which actions would make the greatest impact if done today? Because my time is super limited. While my kids are in nursery, so I need to get laser focus. I don't have time to do so many experiments. I just want to make sure that I do the actions which will make the greatest impact, and it laser. This is how I become laser focused. So ask this kind of question. Also,
Definitely. Do you want to just give an example of the kind of question that you recommend people ask themselves? So I understand that everyone is probably different, but what would you say, for example, for yourself? What kind of what's an example of a question that you would ask yourself?
Okay, yes. Great question, by the way. So, for example, if you run into some challenge during your day, you can ask how would my best self approach this challenge? If you're working on some task that is boring, how you can make it more enjoyable? When you do planning, if you don't want to do that, how you can make yourself want to do this? Basically, for example, I like to plan in form of mind maps. Even for this interview, I did a little bit mind map, and for everything, I use it because for me that's I enjoy this. I enjoy this. I like this mind map structure. It just feels natural to my brain. And basically any task, even I have some statistic numbers that I was working on, and if I do it in form of this, add a little bit of color, I make even the most boring task, more enjoyable. So basically during your day, you will have moments when, you just maybe you lose your motivation, energy, or whatever. So again, there's time to ask a question. So basically, why is this happening? How can I bring that energy back? Maybe you can listen some inspirational music, watch some inspirational video, and basically set yourself up in a good mood. Some other question, basically, what are important to ask yourself in general is to think, how would your dream day, how do you want your dream day to look like? How do you want your dream business, to look like? And what kind of life do you want to create for yourself? So the more of these questions you ask, you will have more clarity and you will know how to set up your days. And like the moment when I start like living my dreams is the moment when I align my daily action with a long-term vision. So it's all need to be aligned and working together. Then you will have like also the bigger motivation to work on your dreams. You know, so that kind of questions that are really powerful. And it's not like that you want to ask them sometimes. It's like every day again you need to find, even if it's the same question, every day it will be different. You know, what's the most important thing to do today? Tomorrow it will be different than today, you know, the answer to that question.
Yeah, I think also like I just want to bring up this one thing that we did earlier. So I know that the whole question thing, like asking yourself, it's such a powerful method to get yourself in the right mindset because when you're like we talked about this earlier, when you are stuck in the negative mindset, you ask yourself negative questions, you're basically telling your brain to find reasons to justify why you're thinking that way. So for example, if you're thinking, I don't even know, like, why am I not happy today? Then your brain is kind of finding reasons to justify it, like to understand why am I not happy. Whereas instead of doing that, I guess what you're trying to say is, you know, think, why am I happy? Why should I be happy? Right? Is that what I understand?
How can I create an amazing day today? Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's such a powerful thing that people might not even realize because it's very easy to, you know, fall into the darkness, you know, like so to speak, and just kind of get stuck into that hole of just being like, okay, like I'm sad, I feel like I'm a little bit down today. Why am I feeling down? And then it becomes a spiral.
Yes, that's a great example. Yes, if you like think, you know, what's wrong with me, you know, your mind will search for the answer to that question. But that's why you need to be aware what you basically ask yourself. That those are the most important thing that you think inside your mind when no one else is listening. You know, that's what you need to pay attention to. So if you ask what's wrong with me, your mind will find answer to that question. But if you ask, you know, instead, how can I make things right? What can I do now? So that's completely, you know, it directs you completely, you know, to the different direction. So you go a different way, and you intentionally choose to go that way, but being aware of the question that you ask yourself. So that's the power of questions. Yes.
Absolutely. We have a quick comment saying that putting pen to paper, that is, the whole like, you know, having a journal. I love your notebook idea as well. I think that is so powerful. Thank you for sharing. Do you mind letting me know a little bit more about how you use your notebook to be able to help you instead of having a planner, like what you said?
Yeah, that's putting pen. It's a great comment. Yes, this is what I do as well. Like I journal during day. I put some notes inside, basically things that I learn because I'm focused on learning every day. Even, you know, when I have like super busy days, I try to find time. You know, when I'm folding clothes, for example, of my children, then I listen to something inspirational. Even if it's just a few minutes a day, I want to make sure that I find those time. You know, I want to intentionally create time when I learn something new. And yes, I write that down. I also write any other important things. And in the evening, again, I ask one more question, like, what did I do well today? And what can I do better tomorrow if something didn't go well? Because many times things won't go, I mean, life has ups and downs. We all have it. And when sometimes people, when you say to them, like, how to win every day, they're like really skeptic because in our mind, it's like there's no such thing like always winning, and it's not. It's matter of like perspective because if you like embrace mindset, either I win or either I learn, then there is like no losing. Even if you did something wrong, you learn something new, and you don't need to connect your identity with your mistakes. I mean, if you do like one mistake, you don't have to think, oh, I'm a failure or my business is a failure. Okay, it's a one-time event. It's different than like connected into your identity. And when you ask those kind of questions in terms of learning, then you are wired to learn new things. You're not like because previously in my life I was really self-critical, to be honest, you know, and sometimes when I did something wrong, you know, it just stayed in my mind. I was like overthinking it, over analyzing. But when I was intentionally starting to bring my attention, okay, it's not like the world didn't end. If it was like one mistake, if I had like a bad day, that's fine. What did I learn from this? What can I do better tomorrow? Because we can always do something different tomorrow, and that's the mindset that we want to embrace. That we always have like power to change things, to make choice, like intentionally create days exactly as we want them to be. And in when I say like winning or win every day, this is what I meant. Like, set yourself in the right mindset when you don't allow yourself to feel bad, even if you make mistakes or whatever happen in your life, because things will happen for sure. Even in business, some strategies will work, some will not. You will maybe have like negative review or negative comment from someone, and it stays with you. But then again, you need to program your mind. That's the whole idea.
Absolutely. I do have a quick question. Like, I'm curious, for example, in those moments, it's easier said than done. Absolutely. So,
Exactly.
for
Yeah.
example, if you do have those moments when you're feeling like an imposter, you're feeling like a failure, you feel like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you do, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. What do you think people should do in those situations? Like, how do they get
Mm-hmm.
themselves out of those like bad moments and bring them up to kind of
That's
like
a
a
super good
better mindset?
question.
Hmm.
It's actually it's easy for me to say when I'm in a good mood. It's easy for me then to feel good. But what if there will be moments when we won't feel good, and actually we need to kind of be prepared for those moments. And so one of the things, okay, I'm going to show you again because I put here around myself some things that I'm using in my life anyway. So I have like one book here that I bought just recently when I traveled back from UK to Croatia, and it's called Little Inspiration. So it's like one book with positive quotes. I mean, this is just one of the ideas to have something in your environment which you can quickly, grab, which will help you to get back in the right mindset. Or another thing, it's like how would I call this? Like a winning journal or like a booklet. So things that you managed to succeed earlier in your life, and in the moments when you feel bad, this is like unbeatable proof of the things that you succeed. You're looking at them, and you cannot not notice them. So they are there. Those are the things you achieved earlier in your life. So
Hmm.
if you don't have such notebook, I really recommend to do something like that. It's like
Yeah.
a piece of paper to write down things that you accomplished earlier in your life. Maybe at this point you don't see like there's no, does not make sense to do right now, but there will be moments in your life when you will need it, and you will need those extra like boost. You will need this extra motivation. Another thing you can do, well, this is what I'm doing as well. Like I have also books that inspired me earlier that I am highlighting things when I'm reading,
Hmm.
basically. And then if I want to, if I want to get inspired, I can just quickly grab that book and just quickly go because when you put in your environment things that you need to put reminders, because we forgot, when we feel good, we see world as a perfect place. When something bad is happening, everything is bad. Like for example, with COVID, now it's like everything disaster because with people think it will be forever. It won't. I mean, but then again, it's about setting ourselves up in our own mind for success,
Hmm.
no matter of what's going on outside in the world.
Hmm.
And you can
Yeah.
even journal. If you write down one thing that you did well every day, you basically train your mind to focus on winning, and it's more likely than you're going to attract more good things the next day. This is
Hmm.
how you focus on winning. Just do this, like do one thing. What did I do well? Like one win of the day in the end of the day. So even if you just take the piece of paper and start doing this now, just like then in like 30 days you will have like 30 things that you did well. Wow. So even when you don't feel good, you instantly have reminder and put it somewhere in your environment.
Hmm.
I have a lot of things in mind because I realized that you need to have reminders in your environment that the more you have, the better. Even if it's like a vision board, whatever works for you. I mean, you know yourself best. Each one of you, you know yourself best. You know what motivates you. Maybe it can be music, the motivational song. Maybe it can be like conversation with someone else, the coach, friends. There are like many, many different things how we can. If we cannot figure things out our own, let's ask for internal help. Join the Facebook group, like there are lots of these mindset for success type Facebook groups where are people bring up with the great ideas. So join those kind of groups. There are like numerous things. Even
Yeah.
on our Facebook page, we share tips. There are lots of like quotes, lots of daily motivation. So that's the whole idea, just to feed your mind with positive things every day.
Yeah, definitely. I think also like just, like what you said, getting the support and surround yourself with people that can like, just like give you that little nudge to get you out of the negativity. We're accountability partners actually. So
Yes,
whenever I'm feeling down, I can go to you and say, "Hey, like what can I do?
exactly.
Like this is the issue or this is a failure." Like I say failure right now, but the little lesson that I need to learn today, how can you encourage me or how can I help you back as well? So I think having that accountability partner or someone just surround you with yourself with someone that can support you, it's so powerful.
Exactly, getting an accountability partner, you increase your chances to like achieve new thing, set new habit or achieve new goal. So that's really really powerful as well. And
Definitely.
even if my book, it's not my planning journal, whatever. It's like it has like a different names now. And for the bookmarker, I use things that I write down things that I want to see every day,
Right.
quotes or basically things that I want to be reminded of. So I use it as a bookmarker. Even like I have something like this just to remind me that I need to eat healthy.
Definitely.
Every day, it's more likely that will stay in my mind. So you
Mhm.
need to make sure, it works the other way around. If you're like reading negative news, if you're surrounding yourself with negative people, other way, you will start having more and more negative thoughts. And we are actually biologically wired, to notice more negative things. I mean, this is
Absolutely.
because of evolutionary reasons,
Mhm.
because we want to survive, we want to see what's threat around. If there is like a negative news, we will listen. Oh my God, this is like life threatening, with COVID especially. I mean, we are like super wired biologically, to notice negative things, and this
For
doesn't
sure.
serve us at all. That's why we like intentionally um, design our life in a way we want them to be, where we end up asking powerful questions. I will again bring attention to questions because they're super important, super important.
Yeah. I also like speaking of that, I do want to ask you to share your special gift, your affirmations and your I'm not gonna say too much, but your software that you'd like to let us know more about.
Right, yes. So basically on my website, mylavina.com, you have the application. It's free. So it's called Subliminal Messages. One of the reasons is actually because why I develop this, because this will blink positive information on your screen while you're doing something else. Basically, at the same time, you can program your mind for success. So even now I have it active, I'm doing this interview, and at the same time I can basically get the positive affirmations, blinking on my screen. You can adjust the speed, it can be like subconscious, so it's not distracting you. Basically, you can still work on something and you can still get those messages while it's like effortless. So that's why it's really powerful. It's one of,
Yeah,
because
and
sometimes we are very judgmental, when we see positive things, if we don't feel it, we can be super judgmental. And without blinking messages very fast, it goes in your mind subconsciously. You don't have time to judge them, and that's the
mhm,
power of it. Because we are
absolutely.
very good at judging.
For sure. And it's free for us. So
Yes,
I
it's
think
completely
it's
free.
already inside the description box. So I'll make sure to leave it in the comment section as well. And before I let you go, we've got one more comment about I found that peer groups, people that are actually at my level and not necessarily coaches or mentors that are ahead of you, have helped me feel so connected to the process. And I do 100% agree on that. Just like us, just like inside my Facebook group, just like inside any other groups and communities, it's so powerful to have that feeling like, it's not non-achievable, because when it's very far away, when it's someone that's, a coach or like your mentor, you feel like they have everything. And it's a little bit like, not saying that they're better per se or anything like that, but it's a little bit far away. So I think that's such a great message. And yeah, thank you for the comment.
That's like, when you're playing tennis, if you're playing with someone who's playing worse than you can't, you'll never get better. If you're
Absolutely.
if you're playing with world champion, it's like you will get really disappointed, and you will feel like, I can't do it. But if you're playing with someone who's a little bit better than you, then you can always keep improving. I mean, who has like more knowledge of you, who has. I mean, it's not in terms of someone being better, in terms of having more knowledge, having more experience. This is how we should look at those who achieved more than we achieved. They just did more. They have different experience. And there is a saying: don't compare your level chapter 1 with someone chapter 20. It's always going. You need to always go like step by step, and that's really good comment. Like to surround yourself with the people who are working maybe on the same goals as you, and try different methods, learn from them. This is what I'm doing as well. I'm a member of different groups, and I just learn from other people. Some people will have like the most amazing advices, which are they don't have to be like the world famous people, but exactly someone around you from your community can have like super good advice. Yes, we need to learn from everyone.
Absolutely, I love that. Before I let you go, do you want to just share where people can find out more about you?
Right. Yes. So basically, on the web, again, you can go to themindofwinner.com. We also have like a Facebook page. You can connect there. You can like the page and just receive more and more tips about the mindset. Or yes, or as I already mentioned, download the app or subscribe to our newsletter to the web page. So basically, yeah, there are different ways to stay connected.
Sounds perfect. I'll leave all the links in the description box, so make sure to check those out. Thank you again so much for being here, and for everybody that tuned in. We have our live interviews with experts twice a week, so make sure to stay tuned and join our community on Facebook. Again, you can find all the links in the description box. We have also started a speed networking room on Clubhouse every single week. So the next one's actually happening in a day or so. So if you're on Clubhouse, make sure to follow me at Venice, and also come say hi and chat with us and network with us. So thank you so much again, Eva, for joining us. And I'm so excited to hear more about everybody's success.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Yes, I'm so excited to hear too.
Thank you.
Thank you.